Welcome back to another container pot up event with Dr. Eve here on my channel where we talk about living well is a lifestyle. Today in this video we're going to be up potting some rosemary that's in pretty bad shape. We're going to see how it does, but before we do that we're going to tell you a little bit about rosemary. Rosemary loves 6 to 8 hours of direct sunlight, well-drained, sandy, loamy soil, which is pH 6.0 to 7.0, and infrequent watering. Why is it important to know this? Because that is probably why these plants are struggling a little bit, because they have been overwatered. The essential, these are love to be pruned. They like to be kept warm, 60 to 80 degrees. I thought they could live through the winter because I've had some that lived through the winter, but I didn't know, 60 to 80 degrees, that's not freezing, right? So I've had some to die back in freezing temperatures. They like to be pruned, right? Because they like to bush out, right? So you want to prune them, for healthy bushing, which is what they love to do, and bring them indoors in freezing temperatures. So don't put them in the ground, y'all, unless you are in Florida or in a zone, maybe zone 9, 10, where you have warm weather. So because it says bring them inside when it's warm, I think that you just need to put it in a pot, right? Because most rosemary I've seen has been in a pot. But can you grow it in the ground? You can. But again, you have to have the right soil, the right temperature, be in the right climate, right? Some of the ways that you take care of rosemary is it needs full sun. Indoors, it can be placed in a south-facing window or use grow lights, right? That's an option. You want to, it likes drought, is drought tolerant, so once it's established, so water only when the top inch of the soil is dry. The soil again requires excellent draining. Use sandy or loamy soil with slightly acidic to neutral pH. So when I get ready to fertilize these, I know that I will have to add a little bit of sand. I didn't have any sand to put in here, so I don't have that as an option. It loves container. It says here it loves container and more specifically terracotta pots. I don't have a terracotta pot. I plant in these. I buy them in these, so we are just gonna do them in these. Terracotta though will keep it cool because it has its own, water seeps through. The terracotta holds water, so I can see why that would work. You want to fertilize, apply a balanced water soluble fertilizer every 4 to 6 weeks. Make sure you're putting these things on your schedule so that when you get ready to care for them, you can see by week 1 when you gave them the soil. I know it's a bit much, but if you want a successful garden, that's kind of what we're going to have to do. And in this day and time in which we're living, we don't want to just buy things and then we don't care for them and then they die. We don't want that to happen to us. So without further ado, I'm going to show you the 2 plants that I'm about to transplant. They both have some leaves. Let me just say that. Some leaves. They're both too wet. Okay, no, one is dry and one is too wet. So this one does have some green leaves, but what we're going to do is we are going to plant them and cut them back. So because we want them to thrive. So we want to see how well they do. We're going to take these out of here. These pots are way too moist, and get them down to the bare root. See if we can get them down to the bare root. Oh yeah, this is way too wet. Oh my goodness, this water is just wringing out of this. Oh my goodness, I am so sorry I did this to this plant. I'm gonna try to get through this video before it shuts off, y'all. I hope that it doesn't shut off on me. But we are gonna plant this one, and then maybe I'll come back and take a picture so you can see both of them. And just in case my video goes out, okay, because my battery is getting low, so I can see that. So I've taken the soil, like I said, all of that moist soil off of it to give it half a chance because it's really too wet. So we're going to go ahead and put this one into the container, and we'll cut them back. I'll trim, and maybe we can talk about what they look like on another video. I'm going to try and get through this video as best as possible. So we're going to go ahead and put that down in there. Nice, and give it a nice warm snug home. I love this. I'm loving the transplant process. I really am. And learning about my herbs in more depth, because as someone who studies naturopathy, also, you know, I want to be giving you the right answers. So here's another one that I've had for a while, and I'm sure it is probably quite wet. Actually, it's not too bad. It's been around for a while, but we're gonna get it down just like we know. It's wet. It's definitely. So what I'm not understanding is when it's dried out, it gets, you know, drops leaves, and then when it's wet, maybe it's because it needs the sandy soil or needs the fertilizing. That could also be the problem, is that it just needs to be fertilized. So we're going to get this one back up to code. We're bringing them all back up to code by understanding what they like and what they don't like. So we're just gonna get through this one, take some of the moisture out of this so that we can put it into its new home. The roots are nice and moist, so we don't want to give it too much more or contain it around that wetness. And let's just see what happens. We're going to cut this one all the way back to see how it does in this new environment. So we're going to cut back the root ball on this as well, because that's okay. It has nice strong roots. You can cut it back. Sometimes that's really helpful when you are transplanting, is to cut it back. It'll start drinking up some water. It'll start drinking up stuff in it immediately. So yeah, I'm gonna cut that back. Hopefully it works. And we're gonna see together, right? We are going to see together whether that works or not. So anyway, she's ready to go into the pot, and we're going to put her on the other side, and we're going to cut her back, give her a haircut, and see what happens. See if she thrives. So we have 2 rosemary plants in this pot, and they both were in need of resuscitation. They both were in need of resuscitation, because I have 6 more plants over there, but they are doing well, and I know what to do, what not to do. And we're going to cut this one back, and we're all the way here. We're just going to cut her back, give her a new chance, some new chance to thrive. We're going to cut these branches all the way back at the nodes and give her a strong chance to thrive. We are outside today. There's a lot of things going on in the airspace. So I live not far from an airport, actually. Yeah. So guys, we did it. We're gonna cut this one back a little bit too, because they said they want to get bushy, you know, so you gotta prune them. So let's get the pruning these dead leaves and give it some more opportunity for growth. We're just gonna cut it down and watch it grow. Okay, that's what we're going to do. Might as well put the plants back inside, chop and drop right inside the pot. It also is very helpful for the soil. So anyway, this is what we ended up with. Nice haircut. Yep, nice haircut. And watch it do better than all of my plants ever. Because why? take time to get to know your plants. Okay, nice haircut, and it smells so good. All right, y'all, that's all I have for today. I think I am done for the day. But stay tuned, because I will be doing a lot of container videos for you all out there who reached out to me and said, this is what I need. This is what I need, because I don't want to depend on systems forever. I want to build a sustainable life for me and my family. Thank you all for coming. I hope you enjoyed the videos. And remember, nonprofits, I'm here and available to you to understand the internal, your internal membership and the voices of your membership. Is what you're doing working? We know that it is, because you're doing amazing work. Just to feed someone, the Bible tells us that, what we do to the least of them, we do to him also, right? So we want to feed, we want to make sure our folks have what they need, but we also want to teach them to live, to begin to figure out how to live without systems. Okay, so peace and blessings. Love you all. Until the next video. Bye for now.